Let's turn it over to our expert, Miss Lassman.
Hello,
what you got?
guys. Nice to see you on this Saturday morning. I've got some windy conditions. We'll talk about that, of course, with that video from the window washers, but also we've got a little bit of snow and a little bit of rain that we're tracking across parts of the Northeast. It's few and far between, but parts of upstate New York, Pennsylvania, picking up on some of that, specifically downwind of the lakes, and that's kind of the spot that we're going to see the best chance of some additional snowfall here as we get through the day today. It's a clipper system, so it's going to exit pretty quick, and it does do so out of northern New England, but not before, of course, those winds wrapping around and bringing us some more of that lake effect snow. The highest amounts are going to be in far northern Maine, as well as downwind of the lakes. You can see 4 to maybe 5 inches in some of those spots. Otherwise, maybe an inch or two for folks elsewhere. Now, here's the winds. Yesterday, it was focused mainly across parts of the plains, the Great Lakes, where we really saw those winds ramping up. Today, we don't have wind advisories up right now, but still 20, 30 mile per hour gusts across parts of the Great Lakes. We see down through the southeast. We've got a 30 mile per hour gust expected for the peak in Atlanta today and mid-30s for Washington, D.C. This means a couple of things. Yes, maybe some down trees and stuff like that, but also when we have really low humidity, that means that we've got a fire risk today, and that's specifically centered across parts of the mid-Atlantic, Washington, Raleigh, Augusta, stretching out to Birmingham and Montgomery, all included in this, as well as Atlanta, and this is going to last through your day today for 49 million people. We've got the wind gusts up to 50 miles per hour across this region, and we've got really low humidity, so of course that means that outdoor burning is not recommended today. Let's look at the weather across the country. Let's see what's happening in your neighborhood. And let's look at your forecast, guys.
Angie Lassman, thank you very much. Still to come right here, the latest on that measles outbreak in Texas.
A heat wave coming.
And you know what? Just in time for the first day of meteorological spring, right, Peter? Peter's favorite day.
I was going to remind you of that.
I figured you were. I was waiting for it. I beat you to the punch. And boy, did we have spring-like temperatures across most of the country through the better part of this week. And a lot of us are still holding on to those warmer than average numbers. You can see 60s across parts of the plains, 70s and high 70s for parts of Texas. We've got the 70s across the east as well. Charlotte, you're going to top out at 71 degrees. But notice some of that cooler air that settles in for the Great Lakes, the 20s, the 40s. Those are going to be kind of the ranges that we'll see for folks through the day today. Tomorrow, even chillier, and it spreads out to the east. So New York City ends up back into those low 30s. We're talking below normal temperatures for a lot of folks from Boston down to Washington, D.C., Pittsburgh included in that, with a high of just 32 degrees for tomorrow. And then as we get into the later part of our weekend and rolling into our early part of our work week, we see temperatures back to the upper 40s and eventually the 60s for this region. Let's look at the weather across the country. Let's see what's happening in your neighborhood. And let's look at your forecast, guys.
All right, Angie, thank you so much. Just ahead, an alarming new look at just how much...
We're back now. Pop star Joe, what is poppin'?
Got a little music for you. I like that response. I mean, because he is a risk taker. That's always made him so
Tell
great.
us what you really think.
Exactly. And Madam Web did very well at the Razzies, which means they didn't do well. All right.
She never lost her groove, but her groove is definitely back in this movie. It's very good in the show.
I didn't know you were a fan of Stella Got Her Groove Back. Still to come, our Saturday morning boost and the awesome...
We are back with today's talker, really this weekend's talker, and a look ahead to tomorrow night's Academy Awards.
It is always fun to speculate about who and what might win the night's top honors.
NBC's entertainment correspondent, Chloe Melas, is here with all the juicy details. Hey, Chloe.
You guys, there are so many movies to watch and you don't have much time left. So Hollywood is known for its glitz and its glamour, and the stars certainly will be out come tomorrow night. But this year, real-world drama is making its way into Hollywood's biggest night. So artificial intelligence has been a hot topic, especially since the strikes, and now the Academy is considering requiring films to disclose when a film has utilized an AI service, according to Variety, and such disclosures have been voluntary in the past. And one thing that certainly will not be artificial Sunday night, those big moments that you just cannot script. Do you guys remember when they actually switched the envelopes for
Who could forget that?
in 2017? I just feel like it's one of those nights where anything can go wrong.
So, unpredictability is always usually predictable. Chloe, thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, we want to look into the forecast. Angie is keeping an eye on the skies for us. What are you seeing?
Hi, guys. We got mainly quiet conditions for the weekend, so that's great for anyone with outdoor plans. But let's look ahead to the work week ahead, because that's when we really start to see kind of a more active pattern taking shape, and it does include some severe storms possible. You can see this system that works across parts of the Mississippi Valley on Tuesday. This is going to bring us that severe risk, essentially stretching from Texas to Tennessee. Well, I'll show you those hazards here in a moment. This is on the move, though, Wednesday as well, and it gets the east into that action. Basically, from the northeast to the southeast, stretching to the Great Lakes, the mid-Atlantic, of course, included in that, and again, a severe threat. So what does that severe threat entail? Well, Tuesday, this is going to be the bullseye. Alexandria to Memphis, including Greenville, Jackson, Shreveport, all could see the potential for some gusty winds as well as some strong tornadoes. Let's look at the weather across the country. Let's see what's happening in your neighborhood. And that's a look at your forecast, guys.
Angie, thank you. Still ahead, street corner chats with Graham.
We're back on a Saturday morning with some advice from Grandma.
Everybody loves grandma. Sometimes it's just nice to hear some words of wisdom from an older, wiser person who might have a different perspective on life than you.
And that's just one of the reasons why the Grandma Stand is popping up all over the streets in New York City, a spot for strangers to stop and talk to Grandma.
NBC's Clay Asamoah has more.
All gushing over this Grandma
Yes.
Stand, right?
It's just so great. There's so much to learn from each other. I think it just puts you together for connection, no?
We love you, Grandma Flo. We're going to be right back with one teenager's special message to other kids just like her.
We are back now here with our new friend who is sharing an important message.
So let me introduce you. This is Ginny Hooper, and she's been through a lot over the last year battling a rare cancer and Cushing's syndrome, but also amazingly graduating high school not far from me, just outside Washington, D.C. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And this morning we are, thanks to the help of the Make-A-Wish Foundation, Ginny is here with us for a very important reason. We are so happy to have you here. I love your wish is so selfless because it's about paying it forward. I mean, talk about your wish and the message that you have for everyone.
Well, when I was first diagnosed, my initial instinct was to kind of retreat from the world, which in retrospect is kind of not a good thing to do. And I wished that there was more people like me who were talking about what I went through and what I learned through my journey. And I wished that cancer, disabilities, and just going through scary things were all more normalized. So I feel like people are kind of scared to talk about those kinds of things, but they're a normal part of life. And when I got the opportunity to have a wish through Make-A-Wish, I thought that this would be the perfect chance to share my story. So, I thought before there was the cancer world and the normal world, but there's no such thing as like the normal world or the cancer world. They're like the same.
The lesson is you're not alone, right?
Yes, you're not alone. We're all together. We're all living in the same place, and it is normal.
Jenny, what one piece of advice would you have for people? You talk about sort of disengaging, removing yourself. What's one piece of advice for someone watching right now who's maybe in the hospital and used to be in your shoes?
I would say that focusing on, what's right in front of you, like the little things in life kind of get you through the hard times. A lot of times people in the hospital would say like, I love your nails. And I would be like, oh, thanks, I got a manicure. And then they like stick you with a needle and you're like, oh, okay. Like,
Yep.
But it makes it better because you're thinking about the little things.
Jenny, we are so thrilled that you chose to spend your wish with us. You crushed it, by the way. You were fantastic. Thank you so much.
Best of luck to you, Jenny. That's going to do it for us this Saturday morning.
We hope you have a great weekend. Say bye, everybody.
Bye.
See you guys. Nice job.
Great job.